And we're back. It's Monday, August 24th, 2026, and we're going to explain how and why XRP's price just jumped up so quickly, how we just left a bear market seemingly overnight and took this thing back into a bull run. We're going to explain that, but I also want to preface with some of the catalyst on the macro front that could actually stop the rally, that could slow up this bull run that we're getting excited about again. We still have to understand that we have the Japan carry trade, we have a war in Iran and other battlefronts as well too. We should count that. And then we also are watching inflation still hot. Okay. And then we also have the tariffs that people forgot about. We still have a tariff war going on as well. And so we're going to run through the macro catalysts that have me a little bit concerned, some speed bumps along the way that we might hit. But it looks like XRP's brought it back into a bull run. And we're going to lay out what happened at the bottom of the 2022 cycle and what to watch out for here next. If you're still looking to get a few more entries in here, yeah, you might not be able to get it under $1, but I'm going to show you the next best place that you might be able to scoop up at. Let's get you right on into it. Let's roll. President Trump starts off this morning back into the tariffs. And we told you guys the tariffs still something to pay attention to. A lot of people forgot about it, but we're back on it, applying pressure to Canada. We're talking cars, trucks, automotive parts, and steel. We're going to increase those tariffs to 50% effective on January 1st. So not right now, but for the new year. Happy New Year to Canada. Canada will be treated like a state no longer, Trump says. So to our friends up north, God bless you. Love you guys. Here we are. And so we got to watch this closely, okay? We're still going to use this. President Trump is not scared. Obviously, the Supreme Court ruled against some of the tariffs, but not all of them. Still a lot of tools in the tool belt there. Speaking of tools in the tool belt, we're going to talk about what the Treasury is talking about as well. They're considering using the $950 billion general account to help fund its increased purchases of long-term government bonds per CNBC. So we're talking about a new era of bond market intervention. They have new tools, same effect. It's all inflation. And if you don't own assets, you will be left behind. We saw gold move up, silver move up overnight as the futures market opened back up. But what does this mean? The fact that Secretary Bessent saying that they're willing to use the Treasury general account to fund Treasury buybacks. What does that mean? In simple terms, it means that we're taking cash that we have, free and clear cash, that we're going to use to go buy back debt that we've issued, bonds, long duration bonds, 20-year, 30-year bonds. Nobody wants to loan money to the government for 20 or 30 years. Can you blame them, right? And so we're going to take our cash that we have free and clear, and we're going to go use it to buy back these bonds. Now, if you compared this to you and your household, right, it's the equivalent to taking, free and clear cash that you have to go pay off debt, that you're struggling to cover. That's essentially what this is. But in the case of the U.S. government, we're not slowing down our spending. We're not slowing down the amount of debt that we're adding. Right? Using cash to pay down debt at certain times, yeah, it's a great idea. Fantastic for you and your household, especially when you stop spending, when you stop running record deficits. But if you're doing the opposite, you continue spending more and more, the deficits get bigger and bigger, whether it's Obama or Trump or Biden or Trump again, the D and R, it doesn't matter. It's called selling out the American future. And so we're using cash that we have today to go buy back debt and loans that we took, that we have to pay out 20 to 30 years from now. And we can't cover a dang thing. That's the point to take home. It doesn't matter what check we write. It can't be cashed unless we go print more dollars. And then you rinse and repeat the whole cycle over again. And the fact that they're signaling using the Treasury General account here is not a sign of strength, obviously. And so they're looking to add liquidity to the financial system and reduce the amount of duration that the private market must absorb. And the Treasury would want this to improve liquidity in older off-the-run securities that dealers and investors are increasingly willing to sell. Removing those bonds can free dealer balance sheet capacity and make it easier for intermediaries to absorb new Treasury issuance. See, see, if you want, if you want to take on and issue new debt, they're going to do so shorter duration. They're going to do 1 year, shorter T bills, and to do so, these intermediaries, these dealers, they're saying, hey, you got us stuck holding on to all this long duration crap that you need to get off our balance sheet if you want us to take on your new short-term debt. If you want to issue more new debt, pay off this crap that's on our balance sheet. I like to just break this down to simple terms for all of us to understand. And I need that for my own intellectual capacity. I need it dumbed down too. But I like to put this into simple words so it's easy for us all to understand. And this is, once again, bringing us back to the U.S. economy, and the reason why they're trying to get rates down so bad, but they're struggling to, is because our economy is truly in contraction for the bottom half. And it's really only been the top 10%, the top 1% that have continued to grow in this economy. It's a K-shaped economy. We're starting to see it in the data. 227,000 properties filed for foreclosure in the first half this year, a 21% increase from last year and a 30% increase from 2 years ago. This is why I'm getting ready to invest in real estate in a major way. I was talking about this with my Discord group over the weekend. I've been getting all my ducks in a row. I was hoping to cash out a little bit more profit from last crypto bull run to start real estate investment. That didn't happen. We fell a little bit short. Didn't even get up to $5 for XRP, right? And what I'm looking at here, though, is the timing of this. It's still going to work out perfectly where we're going back into a crypto bull run as real estate's in a major reset and contraction. 200,000 properties up for foreclosure in the first half this year. The foreclosure party's just getting started. And I know it's not a party. I shouldn't say that. Maybe I shouldn't use that word. Because there's a lot of pain, a lot of suffering on the other side of this deal. But, are we to blame for that? No. We want to come in and clean up the mess. A lot of properties mismanaged, a lot of businesses mismanaged, a lot of businesses in real estate that simply is a great deal. It's just there's no heirs, there's no succession plan for a lot of these business owners. So you're seeing real estate go into foreclosure and shut down, commercial real estate in a complete reset, 50 to 70% drawdowns in commercial real estate that we're seeing office and other sectors of the commercial real estate space. All opportunity. A bunch of businesses, right? The silver tsunami. All these folks are going to be selling off businesses. They're going to be selling off stocks. They're going to be selling off real estate. Somebody's going to have to step in. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. Get tapped in with us. And if you want to join us in the private community, you sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord. It's all at my website, zachrector.com. We'd love to have you in the family. Now, the problem is we want to paper this thing over. We want to kick the can down the road. But everybody's calling our bluff. Everybody's calling BS. In particular, the bond market, the people that actually matter, the bond market, they're not buying it. It's not just our enemies, quote unquote enemies, like Iran Speaker of the Parliament comments on the U.S. bond market situation saying, quote, importing frozen meat to fix meat prices. And he's talking about President Trump's deal that we're going to, import a bunch of meat to try to reduce meat prices. So that doesn't help out our farmers back home. We're completely losing the plot. I don't know who's advising President Trump on this. It's terrible. See, people think I'm not willing to criticize Trump. No. You might not have heard me talk about President Trump and what they've done with crypto. I've been criticizing it the entire time. And I'm talking specifically about the Trump family, World Liberty Financial, Trump coin, Melania coin, and all that crap. I've been critical of it the whole time. I've been critical this whole year, saying, President Trump, why are you telling us that everything's fine, that inflation's it's okay? We just need to work hard. There's no, sir. Okay, we're at war, so I understand things get tough. Okay, you're having to do some deals. I understand things get tough, but stop trying to sugarcoat it to us and stop trying to tell us that we should feel good. I talked about this with Biden and his economy. It was the warm, fuzzy, wuzzy feelings. Even though we were in a technical recession with 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, we couldn't call it a recession. It was politically incorrect. You might offend somebody. I called out that crap, and I'm also going to call out this crap of importing beef and telling us that we're saving the day. No, you're killing our farmers. Our farmers are being killed. Sorry. I'm an American. I wear it on my sleeve. Left, right, DR, Trump, Obama, Biden. Don't, come on. We can't do it. And I tell you, I don't know. Iran's winning the meme war. They're calling out our BS, which is we can't just live off of importing meat and importing everything else that we live on, right? We got to bring this back. We got to onshore it. And he says, okay, that might work. What's the plan for bonds? Import frozen yields? Pretty good joke. I hate to say pretty good joke. Because what the hell are we going to do? And I would argue that it is un-American to not be pressing back, to not be questioning this, to not be calling out the D's and the R's. That is our duty, I would say, as a patriotic American. And guys, if you don't own assets, that's the whole game here. They're going to continue between now and 2030. I was talking about this with the Discord over the weekend too. We're over halfway from when we started the Discord group and I started making content back in 2021. We were talking about 2030 in that timeline. We're here. We're on the final stretch. You have one more cycle to go make a killing and to buy as much hard assets, as many cash flowing businesses, and to build your bunker before they release whatever they have in store for us past 2030 and beyond. Okay? And so I hope that you're building your bunker, and you don't have to get too crazy. Ansem right here. He says you can mess around on chain all you want, but the core cryptos are going to 3 to 5x from here minimum. You get these spots only once every few years. He's talking about spot entries at XRP at $1. XLM at 15, 17 cents where I just picked it up, right? We can play around. You can trade. You can do all these strategies. You can build out a bot or pay, buy somebody else's bot that's a copy paste bot from somebody else. You can waste your money doing all this crap and waste your time doing all this crap. But if you simply just buy and hold the major spot cryptos from here that are actually solving real problems, actually have utility, and are actually getting institutional adoption, a 3 to 5 bagger probably is waiting for you without messing around or getting too fancy with it. And I would encourage folks to maybe make that consideration. I don't give financial advice, though. Vet pointing out here what we've been talking about, which is the opportunity market being the XRP ledger. Getting lots of DMs from projects across crypto to support them with their XRP ledger entry. See, now that we have the programmability, our DeFi ecosystem is getting built out. Now the builders and developers and projects are coming. VC and investors are going to be coming because XRP went up 50% and it's irresponsible for them not to look into it from a selfish point of view. See, just like we're such simple humans. Just like price brings in the attention of all the people that were sidelined, weren't paying attention, and were saying, who needs to pay attention to crypto right now? I'm going to go enjoy my summer. And then in the blink of an eye, we pump 70% and leave everybody behind. That brings in the attention of the average market participant, retail, trader, speculator, but it also catches the attention of everybody else in crypto. My Hyperliquid pumped 40%. That was awesome. Not as much as XRP. Flare, XDs, name every other crypto. Show me a crypto that pumped more than XRP this last little pump that we had. I'm telling you, XRP's going viral. XRP's running this bull run again. We will have all of the attention. Everybody will be wanting to come here, good and bad. And watch out for the scammers that are going to come to try to take your XRP. They'll be coming out of the woodworks. All it takes is a 50% pump, and then everybody's paying attention again. And he says at the same time, those who already have XRP integrated want to do more with the XRP ledger as they have seen usage grow alongside XRP's performance. XRP ledger is the opportunity market. Come here, build, and have an immediate and immediately have an impact. The strongest community in all of crypto will be backing you. It's about to explode. If you missed the last interview that I did with Chris Dangerfield, go check that out. Because we're talking about the XRP ledger getting set up for institutional adoption at scale. The reason why we haven't flipped the switch and seen XRP go stupid crazy with prices yet, why is XRP not at 10? Why is it not at $100 yet? Because the XRP ledger wasn't ready for institutional adoption at scale. That's no longer the case with all of these amendments in the programmability. You can now use our DEX. You can use our AMM. You can build out liquidity pools. You can lend, borrow. You'll be able to do all of it within compliance. Within regulatory compliance, nothing to worry about. Now, what's the setup on the chart? What's the setup as far as XRP price? Let's go. I'm going to get through this quickly. Dark Defender says, if historical pattern repeats, look where XRP hits exactly on the chart millimetrically. Our targets to the upside are $5.85 and $9. The supports are $1.30 and $1.13. Taking a look at his full chart here. Now, as I mentioned, I thought that the point of interest, the point of getting another order in would be about the $1.30 range. That's where I would look for, if something happens here, we're at $1.50 right now. We could get a quick drop to $1.30. We could find some support down there. And then if it really gets smacked up again, I would look for that $1.10, $1.13 range to be support. That makes a lot of sense to me. And this would line up exactly with what happened in 2022, where we bottomed out in June of 2022 at 28 cents. And then half a dozen times after that, between June 2022 and January 2023, we tapped down to about the 30-cent range half a dozen times. So with the current setup, I'm looking for XRP to tap down at $1.30, maybe $1.13, $1.10, maybe a few more times to fake people out. They'll be saying, okay, yep, this is it. This is when we go below $1. I'm still going to hold on to my orders at 70 cents and 50 cents. And I think they're going to be left behind, straight up. You want my honest answer? You're going to be left behind. My orders at 96 and 92, I'm about to cancel them. Not to give you financial advice, not to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. This is a disbelief rally where people now will start to say, oh, this wasn't it. It was just a short-term pump and dump. Trump had a crypto meeting. This isn't for real. And this is the exact type of relief rally that we bounce out of a bear market and you leave a lot of people behind, all orchestrated by the market makers who wiped you out on the way down. Now they're going to leave you behind on the way up. Not our community, though. Chart Nerd says, I did not name this zone the XRP area of interest for no reason. The green box was an opportunistic zone. If we do eventually sweep back into it one more time, do not forget to count your blessings. That's it. Once you go back into a bull run, any short-term pullback should be viewed as an opportunity. Those are the last few entries that you're going to get in before you're in a full-blown bull run and you get left behind. And then this is what creates that FOMO where you end up top blasting the chart because you wait, and then you finally move back in instead of just buying these pullbacks along the way when you've already got that confirmation that we've shifted back into a bullish structure, which is exactly what we've seen on the chart. Even if you do come back down, one more time, that's totally normal. You pump 70%. Okay. We got hot on the RSI. We were overbought. We were due for a little pullback and a little correction. And that's what you got here. This chart looks so strong. Really. I mean, even if we drop back down to $1.30, even if we drop back down to $1.10, you have to understand that the bullish structure is still intact. And if you missed the update that I dropped yesterday, I highly recommend you guys go back and watch it. I shared the full market cap multiplier update on this move from $1 to $1.70. It took $44.3 million of net flows to see XRP's market cap grow by $43 billion or XRP's price to grow by 70%. That's a 986x market cap multiplier. And we're just starting to see the inflows come in. This party's just getting started. As I outlined right here with what the government, Treasury, and Federal Reserve is going to be doing, you got to own hard assets. You got to own assets with utility. That's what we continue to buy in this community. You guys let me know in the comment down below how you see this playing out. And if you appreciate this content, please help us out by liking, hyping, and sharing it out far and wide. If you haven't already, subscribe button is right here on this side, and another video is right here. God bless.